when adversity, say for example, adversity hits you? How do you end up handling it?
Well, shucks. Am I allowed to cuss? Can I cuss?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Because I want fuck.
Oh, I'm glad you beat me to it. That's good.
Gotcha.
Well, shit, freaking. How do I deal with it? And I think it's even funny you say, like, how do you deal with it? Like, because people ask me that all the time. Like, now that I'm coaching Muay Thai, and now that's such a funny thing where you're looking at your goal and you're like, yeah, I'm chasing after that. And then once you get to a certain point chasing it, you look behind you and there's people like, oh, I want to chase it too. How do I do it? And people ask all the time, oh, how do you deal with adversity? And it's just one of those things where you either handle business or business handles you.
Oh, I like that.
And
that's a good one.
When that hit, my great aunt Laura Jean says that. That's her quote, Laura Jean.
Awesome.
And so the reason I put it that way is because I don't even think of it as like handling adversity. It's like adversity hits you and you either handle it or you don't. And in the midst of trying to handle it or in the midst of it happening, it exposes you to how do you handle it? It's just like Mike Tyson when he says everybody has a plan until they get hit in the mouth.
I love that.
You walked in with a plan, you get hit in the mouth, and then what happened? And then that shows you where you are. And then you assess where you are, and then you're faced with choices. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Why do you think a lot of people are scared of that adversity? Right. I mean, they are. They go into like this victimhood. It's crazy.
Everybody's got their own reasons, and adversity comes in so many different shapes and forms that like everybody's got their own rhymes and reasons. The first example that came to mind, I'll just start there, is imagine you're like on a journey, you're on a path, and if you don't hit any adversity, then the destination you put in your brain is correct. The path you selected is correct. The map is truthful, everything. There's definitely treasure at the end, and you're just going to go on the path, and like everything's just nice, right? But if adversity hits, that's when you figure out you're going in the wrong direction. And you've been going in the wrong direction for however many years, and now you got to start over. Or that's when you find out, like, you hit a pothole and you twist your ankle, and now you got to figure out how to carry your pack and still get to the same destination and all that stuff. And it just makes it hard. It's no longer simple. You can't just... It's like, man, I can't just add these two things and it just works. No, sometimes you're going to put two things together and something totally unexpected is going to happen and you're going to have to think, But it's just having to work. People are afraid of work.
Yeah. How do you get someone to, like it's as simple as saying, oh yeah, like, pick yourself up by your bootstraps. But how do you get someone that's not really programmed that way yet? Because not really to blame on them. It's just there's a lot of instant gratification nowadays.
Yeah,
we like to like sit on the couch. Most people like to sit on the couch and just do absolutely
how do you get
nothing.
them moving? How you get the juices moving?
Exactly.
Like for somebody else?
Like how do you flip that switch to be able to be like, all right, man, I need to do something. Or if they do go through something that's not their fault, how do you just flip that switch other than just telling them, hey, man, you got to do something about this?
Well, life will tell you, it's like, that's my theory, or at least what I've learned throughout my time on earth, time living, is it's like you either learn the lesson or the lesson's just going to keep slapping you, And I compare everything to fighting because I honestly believe that every single life lesson that you'll ever learn, you can learn it in fighting. The longer you do it, the more life lessons you'll run into. And it's like, man, he's going to throw that right kick. You don't defend? Oh, okay. Like life just said, oh, I have an answer. This is what's going to keep him right there. And this is what's going to constantly hurt him and damage him. Okay. Bang, ooh, bang, move, bang. Yep. And then just find different ways to set it up until you fix that. And it's... Jiu-Jitsu, same thing, or wrestling, somebody gets to the single leg, it's like, oh, he's not stuffing the head, he's not wizarding, you just get taken down. And it's like you either stop and assess or deal with getting taken down forever.
Yeah, I was listening to this guy. He's like a business guy on YouTube. He's everywhere. His name's Alex Hormozi, right? Uh-huh. And he says that intelligence, the true definition of intelligence, it's actually your rate of how fast you learn.
Yeah.
So, like you were saying, if someone goes for a double leg takedown and then you don't defend it properly, well, you're gonna get taken down again. Yeah. Someone does the same takedown again, you don't defend it, well, you're going to get taken down again. Well, guess what? If you move out the way and maybe break their posture the next time, oh, you learned. That's intelligent.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's the meaning of like intelligence. So yeah, I do like that definition. That's a great point.
And so like to bring it back to adversity exposing character, it's like when those hardships hit you, when, you know, man, when homelessness happens, when bankruptcy happens, when your car breaks down, or somebody breaks up with you, the friend does this, blah blah blah.
We've all been through it too.
You got to turn around and assess. Now you have broken pieces to look at, and you got to figure it out. Like if you've ever done a puzzle, there's no answer there. The answer is in you trying. You have to try. Adversity smacks you, and it says, "What now?" It's a fight.
Yeah.
You get hit, and so what you gonna do now? And we don't have to take turns. It's fighting is chess without having to take turns. You either make your move and you adjust, or bang, deal with it. Deal with it. I win. Like,
Right.
Fuck you.
Exactly. So speaking of fighting, I think that's a really good segue to kind of get into it. What is it about CT? You started Muay Thai, correct?
Technically wrestling.
Okay, technically wrestling. Okay.
But as far as like competition, you still say jiu-jitsu, but man, I just made that way more complex than it needed to be.
No, you're right.
Everybody knows me as the Muay Thai guy because, and I can tell you exactly why. It's because 2017 I wrestled. Well, you say 2016, like end of 2016, I like started training in wrestling. It was like the end of the wrestling season, and I was a junior in high school and literally a senior in the hallway. The whole wrestling team, it was only like 5 or 6 seniors. There might have been like 2 or 3 like freshmen, sophomore, might even been juniors. Like everybody's getting ready to graduate and leave, and they know that the wrestling team's going to be dead. And all these guys are like badasses that like they lose like dual meets because there's not enough people, but we beat all of y'all. Like you know what I mean? And he just saw me in the hallway, and I've always been, I don't want to say always built this way, like I never did anything about it. I've always been like running and doing pull-ups and lifting and trying to teach myself how to fight, like kung fu, like watching Bruce Lee and stuff.
JKD.
This is funny. I was trying to figure out what to wear. I was like, hey, what do I wear? And I'm like, man, this shirt or that shirt. And I was like, just wear a t-shirt. And then I was like, I like this one.
How fitting.
Jeet Kune Do.
It's fitting.
Right, yeah, perfect. And plus 3/4 sleeves look really good on me.
I love fucking baseball shirts.
They're perfect, aren't
Love
they?
it. Yep.
I always wanted to fight, and I always watched UFC, but I never understood exactly what they were doing. It's like when they're standing up, it's like they're just dancing in front of each other. Like I don't really understand, but I always heard them say wrestlers make really good fighters. So I was like, okay. So when he mentioned wrestling to me in the hallway, I was like, okay, fine, I'll go try it. And I went to the wrestling room, and he put me through a workout. It was hot, and I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm running, and he showed me how to shot walk and how to down block and sprawl and blah blah blah. And he's got me wrestling and trying to get up and breakdowns, takedowns, and pinning combinations, and it was like the worst experience of my life. And I was like, I want to do this. Like, teach me how to do more of this. I've never been controlled by another person ever. Yep. So it was like, I got to do it.
Which is like how most people start, right? It's almost like, oh shit, when they get into the hands of someone and then they can't do anything, it's like, oh man, especially if like it's a smaller person, right? That's usually like the story. It's like, oh man, like he just got me tied up like a pretzel and I couldn't get out of it. That's when like seems to be the majority of like jiu-jitsu wrestling stories, it's the villain arc. It's almost like I gotta learn this shit.
Because adversity exposes character.
Perfect.
You hit the adversity, and then I know so many people. There's so many people. I remember wrestling my first season. So I started as a senior because in the junior year, that's when I found out about wrestling, started training. I did like one like Greco-Roman freestyle tournament like during the summertime. I'd like lost all my matches, but it was my first tournament. And then next year I was like, I want to like run into wrestling and just do my best and just do whatever I can. And I brought it up because I know plenty of people during the season, like football players, fall time they play football in the football season, that's wrestling season. And then, they come into the wrestling room, they only last a week at most.
Wrestling is so hard, man.
It's grueling.
So it's like probably what Joe Rogan was saying, man. Like it's one of the most brutal things. And I haven't wrestled technically, right? Like as far as like high level competition or
Yeah.
anything. But
I
then
mean, jiu-jitsu, you
like,
get a
what
taste.
the fuck? Yeah, you get. Yeah, but dude, this is not even. I gotta disagree, dude. The fucking shit that they do in actual like high school wrestling, even high school, wrestling. It's
Yeah.
like, what? It like, dude, it's so crazy. I mean, I played a little bit of football in high school. Even that, man, wrestling have it. At least in my perspective, they have it so fucking tough as far as their
Yeah.
training and their drills, and they got a fireman carry someone fucking.
Dude.
Like, it's so crazy.
Man.
What's going on, guys? If you're enjoying this podcast, please don't forget to like the videos and subscribe to the channel. Only if you're getting value out of it on YouTube, and also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Don't forget to leave a rating and follow. And also, I also write a blog newsletter from what I learned from my incredible guests that I have on. So sign up for the email list and get updates on the podcast. Thank you for your love and support. Now back to the show.